Well, hey guys, here we are. Wisdom number 47, integrity and values. And I wanted to leave this sort of towards the end because I think I've touched on especially values throughout many of my wisdoms, but I think this is a sort of real fundamental wisdom from my observance of other people in life as well as my own life. And I just thought it would be a really cool one to share. It's a bit sunny, I've got to do it a bit earlier because our first gathering is tonight in the preparation for the New Year's. But anyway, so integrity, what is it? Well, it's something that we really admire in people. If we think back to the people that influenced the most growing up, we would say that they've got incredible integrity, and that means moral uprightness. They know who they are and they follow through on their word. And, you know, I think the majority of people that I know are definitely seeking to live a life of integrity. But I think integrity is becoming a really confused word in the world right now, because sometimes it feels like 50% of the population are despising some of the leaders of the world at the moment because these people have no integrity, and yet the other 50% of the population love, adore and worship these people. So I think it's creating a real sense of clash. You know, and the media is obviously contributing to that, and there's a lot of other factors contributing to it, but integrity seems to be a confused word at the moment. But I think the fundamental thing about integrity is a person of integrity always tells the truth. So you know who's right if they're telling the truth. But then, of course, then the other side of the equation is values. And the reason I wanted to put it together is I think that to be a person of integrity, you've got to really know and be connected and defined by your personal values, and you have to be unwavering in them. So, you know, I talk a lot to my boys about this. In the past, people who've worked for me, I've really talked to them a lot about being firm in their values. When young people come into the organisations I've worked for in the past, I've always said to them, anchor in your values. Don't let people knock you off your values, because it's what I know is other visual metaphors. You anchor through your feet into your values, right? And these are things that you'll never compromise on. You know, you're a person of your word, and that's it. You can't lie. Or you might be a person who's really adventurous, so you've got to live a life that's one of your values. Or happiness is a value. I mean, there's so many different. Faith can be a value. Respecting other people, respecting nature, respecting all things, that is a value. And being really deeply anchored in your values and being really committed to them, I think is the only way that you can get to a point where you could be regarded as a person of integrity. We can all seek to have integrity, but it's the regard that we have integrity that I think really matters. You know, it's like people calling themselves thought leaders. It's always much better than somebody else calls you a thought leader rather than claiming to be one yourself. And I think the integrity is the same thing, because a person of true integrity isn't looking for the accolades of other people, right? So integrities and values are really, really important, and I don't think we prioritise it enough. I don't think it's enough in our education system. I don't think it's in community programs. I just don't think we're valued. We're forgotten that it's important. We love those people in our lives, but we're not trying to create more of them in our lives within our communities. So if you want to live a great life, if you want to be a good person that does good things, I think if you want to be a person of integrity, really look at your personal values, identify them, work out what they are, what's important, give yourself 5 values that are going to guide you through the rest of your life. And then whatever you do, don't let anybody shift you away from those values. So nobody can make a decision or ask you to support something if it's against your values, because it's just an instant no. So it just gives you an anchor, and it's really helped me, the values anchor. I am uncompromising on many things, and I know it can be annoying, especially to my husband, but so is he, and that's why we're together. And I think that's another thing, the person that you end up with, if you are aligned from a values position, it's definitely a much, much stronger partnership, because when you're aligned, you're not clashing all the time on what your values are. So I wanted to share it as wisdom number 47, integrity and values. I think it's a really important thing. Go and do some research. There's loads of information out there on both topics. Some of it to me is a little bit light and fluffy. I think it's deeper, but the important thing is it's about knowing who you are and what's important to you, and then being uncompromising in holding on to that truth. You don't waver. That's the key thing. There you go. We're almost finished, guys. Wisdom number 47. Integrity and values.